Good morning, everybody. Semi-retired Bob here. Today, we're going to talk about some more food, but we're going to talk about the food you shouldn't eat. We'll get into that in just a moment. I just got a couple of housekeeping things to take care of. To those of you that recently donated to the channel, thank you very, very much. I appreciate that more than I can ever say. Wow, yeah. Thank you very much. We're at just under 1,200 subscribers now. To all the new people, thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. I am Semi-Retired Bob. I'm making September challenge walking videos, but I think as we move forward, I'm going to end up making basically all things carnivore. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to go with this, but we're definitely going to stay on the carnivore topic for quite some time, because, well, I've got a long way to go yet, so I don't plan on stopping that anytime soon. But anyway, I still keep getting a lot of comments about what I'm eating, why I'm eating, that kind of stuff. But I just did a video about that 2 days ago. So feel free to go back and watch that. Today I thought we'd talk about what not to eat on the carnivore diet. Because I think the what not to eat can be just as important, if not even more important, than what you are eating. Because, you know, obviously beef is best, well, ruminant meat, and then pork and chicken are both lower in fat, so you have to add some fat to it by, you know, cooking it in bacon grease or tallow, adding some butter to the finished product, all those tricks to bring the fat up that we've talked about before. But the foods I'm going to talk about right now are just deadly to your system. And even if you don't go carnivore, ketovore, these foods you just got to cut out of your diet. You just have to. We're going to start with, obviously, sugar. Don't add sugar to anything. Don't use sugar in anything. Sugar is just horrible for you. You know, there was the big famous study back in the early 70s that resulted in the 1977 food pyramid, showing that fat was the enemy, not sugar. Well, come to find out, the Harvard researchers that put out that study were paid by the sugar manufacturers and the food manufacturers to put that information out there. And you can fact check that all you want. It's absolutely true. The proof is out there. So, sugar's the biggest enemy. Processed foods. Folks, I know you love your keto breads and your keto shakes. Now, Keto Chow, I think those are okay as a crutch and a once in a while. And the guy over there at Keto Chow did live off of them for, I think it was 6 months. So, if you're coming from a standard American diet, that's definitely an improvement. And you can live off of that kind of stuff. But if you're looking for optimal health, you got to cut out all the... If it's got an ingredient list longer than, you know, say 2 or 3 items, don't eat it. You know, we should be eating whole one ingredient foods, not processed stuff. But to take that even further, the real enemies are the highly processed foods that are, you look at them. Oh, Dr. Sean Baker did a video just yesterday or the day before, and he covered the ingredient list of this impossible meat. And I mean, it was a paragraph yay big of just crap. I mean, the number one ingredient in it is pea protein. Really? I don't even like peas. Why in the world would I want to eat something? The main ingredient is pea protein. I just don't get it. But the highly processed foods are so bad for you. Especially all the stuff that comes in a box. Like the cereal aisle. Even, the brands that have that, the cute little heart healthy symbol on them. They're not. They're basically all just the same things. They're, wheat or rice, some kind of flour, ground up with some kind of vegetable seed oil, ground up with, whatever other goop they want to throw in there, sugars, and then it gets colored and baked into a pleasing shape. Don't eat that. And as I just mentioned, let's talk about vegetable seed oils. Cottonseed oil was one of the first ones. And they took this cottonseed oil, and originally back in the day they gave it to Henry Ford to use as lubricant on the automobiles he was building. They still had way too much of it, so some smart guy took it, put it in a factory, processed it some more, added some cute golden color to it, made it look and taste good, and convinced the world to eat it. Margarine, cottonseed oil, canola oil, anything made out of a seed. Do you know how much processing has to go into it at an actual chemical plant to make seed oils? Don't eat those. And the last thing on my list of things you shouldn't ever eat is fruit juice. All the recent studies have shown how bad fructose is for us. If you want to eat a piece of fruit, the occasional apple or an orange or whatever, the stuff that's the fructose, which turns into sugar, it is a sugar, but that stuff, when you eat it as a piece of fruit, the fiber that's in the fruit helps slow down the digestion of it. It takes longer for all that stuff to get into your system. When you gulp down a big glass of juice, all that fructose just slams into your system all at once. And what I've come to learn is that, the only place fructose gets taken care of in your body is in the liver. He looks like he's about done walking, laying down like that. Yeah. We've got a really beautiful dog across the street there. Big white dog of some sort. I don't know what kind it is. It's beautiful. But fructose or fructose, or however you say it, is processed in the liver. It's the only place it can be processed. And it is processed on the exact same receptors as alcohol. And that's why we now know fructose and all these high carb diets that people are getting sick on, causing fatty liver. Well, that's part of the reason why it causes fatty liver. Because fatty liver used to just be an alcoholic's disease. And now that we've started feeding fructose to everybody, it's very common. So hopefully that clears up some of the mess behind what you should eat and shouldn't eat. If you need some more help on what to eat, go back a couple videos. Not that you have to eat what I eat. I made it a little bit farther up this hill before I had to stop, but I got to stop and stand here and breathe for just a minute, because that's a heck of a hill. I am almost back to my street. I'm about a half a block away from my street at this point. Oh boy. But I wanted to talk about the comment section on my videos. Oh, and if you like the information I just gave you, if you agree with me, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you disagree with something I said, be sure and hit that dislike button twice to let me know you really don't like what I said. But back to the comments. Several of you are sharing your stories down there, which I encourage. Because, yes, I'm the one putting this content out, but these walking videos I've been making, yes, I'm looking at my camera, but I feel like I'm talking to all of you. And I want you to share your stories down in the comments. I had a comment yesterday that said, I've fixed so many things, I'd go into it all, but this is your channel, not mine. And I was just thinking, no, go ahead, share. Because not just because I'm curious and I want to hear all about everybody's stories, but we're all just a little bit different. So my story isn't going to be exactly like your story. But if everyone shares their stories down in the comments of the video, then as other people read the comments, maybe they can get something that applies to them that I haven't covered. I'm really wearing down today. But this is day 16 of the September challenge. If you've made it this far into the video and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to make sure you see the rest of this daily journey of the old fat man waddling around the neighborhood. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything to hit the subscribe button. But if you don't want to, that's okay too. We still love you here. But yeah, everybody go ahead and share your stories down in the comments, because you never know who is looking at your story. And you know, if your story only, if it affects one person to make a change and get healthier, isn't that worth it? I mean, it's the same reason we in the Baptist church go knocking on doors and talk to people. because of all the doors being slammed in your face, all the names you get called, all the negative stuff that goes with it. If you can talk to one person and that one person accepts Jesus Christ as their Savior, so now they're going on to heaven rather than that other place, isn't that, wasn't all the other stuff worth it? I think so. But anyway, I've had a couple of suggestions from people, and the first thing I said to her is, nobody wants to see that. I'm an old guy that's never been able to cook before. I mean, would you guys really be interested in me setting up a camera inside, say 1 day a week, and showing you what I'm cooking that day, how I'm cooking it? Let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. I have to warn you ahead of time before you decide that's something you want to see. I'm no great cook. In fact, most of what I cook would probably make the real cooks in the group cringe from looking at it. But if that's really, if that's what you want to see, I'll do it. Because as I've been preaching about for the last 5 minutes, this is not my channel, this is our channel. Let's all get together and make it a good one. So don't forget to get out there and be 1% better today than you were yesterday. One last quick little note as we go. Dante, I feel for you, brother. Hang in there. We're all pulling for you. Everyone have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.